Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blazing Sword Let's Play. Once again, just me for this playthrough. It's not a very long chapter, so I thought, why not? Let's just go on with it. I do hope to get either Olivia or Zane back for the next two, because next chapter's kind of long, and then after that we've got chapter 26, and I can't just be screaming down the mic the whole time. I don't want to burst your eardrums, so I will hopefully get them back for that. So anyway, when we last left off, we defeated Linus, and we're making our way towards... On the map it says Byron, but if you've been reading the text, it says Bern. And I don't know if this is a translation issue, if it's just for the European version, or if it's something that happened in the Virtual Console, but what's with so many inconsistencies when it comes to Bern? Just call it Bern, for God's sake. I mean, in no other Fire Emblem Binding Blade translation patch do I see it be called Byron, so why here do they have that trouble, especially when they call it Bern on occasion? It just makes no sense. Were the localization team just like asleep that day, or like half of them just didn't know what they were doing? It's so weird. So anyway, we're in Bern, as it is, and they're discussing all the stuff to do with the fact that it's very military focused. They can't, if they do reveal their identities, it gives them an opportunity, it gives them a reason to go at war with Lycia, and they're trying not to do that. So as you can see, like, the whole Bern thing did start here. It's just Sophia really pushed it when he lost everything and discovered about the dragon. So there's always been that conflict with Bern because it's how military focused it is. It's just what happened to Sophia is what pretty much gave him is what made Bern go full force with everything. And they're also the nation, because they're very mountain based, they're the ones with lots of women and stuff. Like, just look at the layout around, you can see covered in mountains and all that jazz. And the whole point of this bit is to try and sneak into the castle stealth-like. I could see Lynn getting in fine, and maybe Eliwood, but I do not know how Hector could do stealth in the slightest. Like Lynn pointed out, his footsteps are heavy, he wears a lot of armor, he's really loud, he's just, I have no idea. Like, Hector doesn't know, like, Hector's probably, if there was a stat for stealth, Hector would have about as much, I'm trying to figure out a clever analogy. Give me a minute, I'll get there. I'm trying to think of a Fire Emblem character who's got, like, a really shitty growth rate. I swear there's someone who's got a 0%. I can't remember who it is. Oh, shit. I kinda lost it. Oh, this is gonna bug the hell out of me. No, I think I've got one. His stealth growth rate is about as good as Xander's resistance. Yeah, that's the best one I can come up with off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who could think of a better analogy, because there's probably a unit with a 0% growth rate. Or hell, his stealth growth rates are about as good as the original Gaiden. Regardless, we're gonna think, off we go sneaking into the castle. The security here is fucking terrible. And here is where we start to see the family dynamic going on with the Team Bern. Though by family dynamic, I mean family drama. Like, good lord, the stuff that goes on. And they always do hide in the bushes. It's funny how Lynn, Eliwood, and Hector get away with like hiding in bushes and wearing those things, yet in any other Fire Emblem game that would never work. Are the people in Blazing Sword just really oblivious to what's around them? Are they that blind? I have no idea. But anyway, so that guy on the right, that handsome young boy over there, that's actually Prince Sophia before he lost everything. And you just look at him, he's a proper prince and everything. And that little baby girl, Princess Guinevere, and god damn it, she looks absolutely adorable. She probably has also the smallest sprite in Fire Emblem. Like, even other children and stuff I've seen aren't that small. Guinevere's fucking tiny. Yeah. But one thing to note is that Desmond actually does dote on Thingy a lot. Like, he absolutely loves Guinevere. Doesn't care for Sophia, but like, Jesus Christ, he dotes on Guinevere but more than Camilla dotes on Corrin, and that's a lot of doting. Desmond and Camilla have a doting off. Yeah, it's, so, Sophia is trying his hardest to, just, be not only a nice brother, but a nice son. Like, Guinevere loves Sophia, like, absolutely adores him. And also, we just found a baby fox. I was wondering, did you just steal the fox from its mother, or was it, like, a lost or something like that? But Desmond just, like, doesn't like to feel near anyone, like, Guinevere, or he doesn't want him near him. He just really doesn't like Sophia, and it's like, God, what an asshole. Sophia's done nothing to you. It's just, Jesus Christ. And, Desmond will make any excuse to paint Sophia as the bad guy. And, Phil, for what he does, like, he's very mature about how he handles the situation. Because he doesn't, like, ever get angry or, like, talk back. He just kind of goes along with it. He knows, like, with Desmond, you got to tread very lightly. So, he feels very, 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 very cautious about what he says. You know, you see the real prince in him. Like, could you imagine if Zephyr was the good guy? He, like, say in Binding Blade, someone else tried to fight you, and he joined your team. His stats would be like, he'd be like such a broken unit. Like, he put the Laguz Kings to shame. Yeah, and Desmond's just being an asshole, but you know, he's not the only one. It's not just him. He's under the influence of someone as well. Because, you know, in this game, whenever there's a problem, you know who the source is. Yep, it's the Black Fang, and Sonya's here as well. I think that, yes, if I remember, Sonya and the gang, well, Sonya specifically, was the one responsible for stealing the Fire Emblem so that Sophia wouldn't be, you know, would have the coming of age ceremony and be crowned like the next heir and stuff like that. So Desmond's doing all he can to make it so Sophia's never a legitimate king, because god damn it, like, almost, you know what I would have loved to see in this game, which I would actually, if like, I know the villagers talk about Sophia and stuff, but I would really like to see, I mean, I don't know if this game already does it and I just didn't pay attention, but I would love to see if there were more like villages or like just other stuff when they were traveling to Bern. I would love to see what the villagers thought of Desmond. I thought that'd be interesting because we do know, what do we call it? We do know that Desmond is not particularly like favored by anyone, but I'd like to see just how far that goes. Like, I don't know if people hated him. Maybe they just thought him as really unimpressive. So I would have liked to see, you know, stuff like that. Because you always get the Fire Emblem, like, you've got the Fire Emblem antagonist who everyone's like, oh, we don't like to be ruled by him, he's horrible. But it'd be interesting to see if people thought Desmond's just like, he's just kind of He's just the most person ever. Like, if he was a boss, his stats are Would you imagine that Desmond is a boss and, like, he's the most underwhelming boss ever? What are his stats? King Desmond, full of It's going to be like the key word for this part. It's just Yeah. It doesn't help, like, Desmond's hostility towards Zephyr doesn't help by the fact that Guinevere admires him more than, you know, she admires Desmond. But you gotta remember, she is very young, so she probably wants to be with her brother because he's, you know, more around her age, and also just, he's much softer and nicer. Yeah, kill the fox because fucking hell. Desmond is an ass. Bloody hell, man. I wonder what if he had a sprite. Would it look like Zephyr, or would it look slightly different? That'd be interesting. Come on, Blazing Sword remake, give us a Desmond sprite. Could you imagine the group was like, man, did you see that? Hector's like, yeah, that Zephyr's just my type. Hector! Sorry. Yeah, I still haven't forgotten the fact that Hector's a pedophile. He's totally... I mean, Zephyr is more along... Actually, I think Zephyr and Hector might be the same age, because I remember in this, Hector's meant to be 17, and I think Zephyr is 2. That rate's 18, so Zephyr might be older. Jesus. Oh, God. Sorry, it's just when you look at Hector, I don't see 17. I see, you know, early 20s. Like, I got them with all of these laws. They look to be early 20s to me. I didn't get, like, younger, like 18 or younger, but, you know, what the hell. So who knows, maybe Hector really wanted to hit on Zephyr. And that might be the thing, like, maybe... maybe during Battle Before Dawn, like, when they go to rescue Zephyr, and before the morning breaks, Hector has some alone time with him, and then Zephyr never forgets that incident, that when he goes to invade Austria, he's like, I never forget what you did to me, Hector, and now you will pay! Ugh. And Ninian is once again worried about Eliwood, because, you know, god damn it. She just, they're just... I think they're either in my top... They're definitely in my top 3. I don't know if they're my number 1, but they could be favourite Fire Emblem ship. I just want to pair them together and make them give birth to Roy. They're just so cute. Like, I would love to see... I mean, I don't know, like, to be fair, I don't know... Actually, you know what would be cool? If, like, they do the Blazing Sword remake and you can S support with other characters. Like, I don't know which. Like, certain characters, like, if Pent and Louise had an S support. That'd be really cool, even though they naturally have one. But, I'd love to see if they went further with some and see Eliwood do an S support with Ninian. That would be the cutest little thing. And as soon as we leave, the Wyverns turn up, because of course. Oh god. They heard me hitting on Sophia. Crap. We heard you hitting on our prince. We don't take kindly to that around here, boy. Hector's, I swear to god, Hector's mouth gets him in so much trouble. And now we are facing off against a very butch-looking Wyvern rider. Yeah, this is Vardia, one of, I don't know if she's a Wyvern general, she's just like someone in the Bern army. As you can see, not only is she battle-scarred, she is pretty butch, short hair, cut and everything. Funny enough, she is like the boss of this chapter, so to speak, but if you leave her alive, you can recruit her in chapter 27, which is what we're going to do. I mean, I'll talk about her more then, but here she just comes in and kind of acts like the Patrine of this game, if you will, or I'm trying to think of another comparison to like a Fire Emblem villain. I think Kaliak Volta's a bit too much of a stretch. Or like, I'm trying to think. Again, I wouldn't compare her to like, I don't think she's anything along the lines of Gnossian or anything, because she at least has some sort of honor. Yeah, I think Patrine's like the best example I can think of at the moment. Yeah, but as you can see, like with Hector say, with a thing like that, like the girl's dog's like, no, we may work for the Black Fang, but I'm only loyal to Bern, and so I'm loyal to Desmond and Zephyr, stuff like that. So she's working for the Black Fang because they're just involved with the whole thing, but she doesn't really want to. Her loyalty lies elsewhere. One thing I've always admired, One thing I've always admired about the characters in Bern, their loyalty is, it's unwavering. It's like some of the best loyalty out there. Like, if you thought the Fates Retainers were loyal, nah, man, they ain't got shit on Bern. Bern is where the loyalties lie. Yeah, pretty much. Like, because, I always like that in Binding Blade, and Blazing Sword is the same situation. So, this chapter, chapter 24, it's, survive chapter. Yeah, you got to survive for 11 turns. This chapter, we get 2 new characters, also Lynn's going to promote. The chapter itself is cool. I love the layout and the idea, but it's also underwhelming and not fully utilized in my opinion. Because basically, your army's like split up and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish different paths where enemies coming from you from those different angles. 6 if you want to count the top, but no one really comes from there. Like straight up ahead. So with that said, different enemies are set at different paths. So that said, it does encourage you to split up your army and focus on certain units being in certain areas, be more strategic, really know where to place units, who's going to need healing, who can defend for themselves, and anticipate like respawns and stuff like that. So I really like that about this chapter. The problem is, like, after the first 4 or 5 turns, most of the enemies are wiped out, and then you just have to wait it out for the next 6 turns, and not much happens. I mean, on Hector Hard Mode, it's different because you have less units, and it's harder, so this chapter's better utilized, and it feels more involved. But here, I noticed when playing, like, the first couple of turns, I was like, yes, this is really, really cool. And after that, I was just like, okay, I've done that. Now what? I just wait this out? So anyway, the Heaven Seal we're going to give to Lynn soon enough. She's the first one to promote, and she's going to be glorious. So, let's talk about the 2 new units we get, Pent and Louise. First up, there's Pent. Okay, Pent is pre-promote, comes in as a level 6 Sage, and it's just a very reliable, well-rounded, and can't-go-wrong unit. If I remember correctly, like, most of his stats are just well-rounded. I think his magic's pretty good, and he starts with good skill, though granted his skill growth rate is the lowest of his stats, which is, odd. Everything else is just kind of typical. Growth rate wise, yeah, let's give Hector the secret book because he needs it, and he only needs 1 level until he's maxed out. Pent. What was I gonna say? I keep forgetting. His growth rates for a pre-promote are better than average because the highest they go is 50. I mean, Louise comes in with a white gem. That bitch is rich. The highest it goes is 50, but everything else, like, I think speed and luck is 40, I can't remember off the top of my head. I know skills 20, I think like the rest of it's like the 30s and 35, so generally for pre-promote stats, not pretty good overall, not bad growth rates, better than usual, because remember pre-promotes have generally quite low growth rates, but Blazing Sword they have got better compared to Binding Blade, and Lynn's strength is now on par with her speed. God damn, I don't think I'll ever see that day. And she can also use bows. I mean, it doesn't sound like much because, you know, thing, but you'll be surprised just how useful it can be. So Pent is an overall, to be fair, as far as mages go, he's probably either one of the better ones, or especially for Hector Hard Mode, probably the best choice. Because he comes in strong, and even though, like, Thingy, in the long run, like, others like Lucius, Canis, and Urk can be better, considering just how powerful he is when he comes in, and doesn't require much training, he's a overall really solid choice, and if Urk doesn't turn out well, I will be using him for Hector Hard Mode, not this mode. I think Pent's overall really cool guy. I like that for a noble, he's a lot more active and he's not one for like formalities and stuff. So I just think Pent's an overall really cool character. Not the best out there, but for what he is, he's pretty damn cool. And as far as pre-promotes go, I definitely think he's one of the more relevant and strong ones. Now as for Louise, okay, Louise, despite being an archer, she's actually surprisingly good, in my opinion. I think she's surprisingly good because, well, for one thing, she's one archer that comes in, like, that doesn't need training, and she comes in very strong. Because skill and speed are really good, and her resistance is surprisingly good too. Strength isn't that great, but everything else is pretty cool. Her growth rates are actually better than Pent's. I think, like, it's generally more around the 40s this time. I think one of them goes up. I think HP's 60. I can't remember. But generally, it's better than Pent, so her growth rates for a pre-promote are actually pretty, I'd say good overall. In the long run, Rebecca will be better, just because, like, they both excel in the same areas, but Rebecca's got more time to grow, and probably by the time you get to this point, Rebecca would have better strength, but, you know, Louise still comes in very, pretty good. For an archer, I think she's not one of the best, but her high weapon levels and stats make her competent, and she's a fantastic replacement if any of them didn't work. Like, if any of the archers didn't work, she's a wonderful replacement. She's also a brilliant mage killer because her speed and skill can make her double and hit easily. Her strength is low, but mage's defenses are low, and her resistance is good, so she can tank them. So, mage killer, Louise is definitely one of the best ones. And, like, in terms of archers, if I'm not using Rebecca or Raph, I will use Louise. I have used her quite a few times. I remember one of my fondest memories was when I first played this game, and I didn't know you could recruit Valia, so I went to fight her, and her and Louise were at war. It was a really fucking epic confrontation, and it was really difficult, but Louise took her down, and I was like, yes! Louise, you are awesome! In terms of character, I like Louise, like Pent. She's, again, not one for formalities and stuff like that, and I like how the way she kind of won him over is like, I can't dance and I can't sing, but I can protect you with my bow, and it's like, fuck yeah, go for that. So I really like that about her. She's a lot more like just more active a and she doesn't really care for like rank and stuff. She's just really nice, very classy, nice woman. And God, she's one of the prettiest or hottest Fire Emblem characters. Like, her design is so pristine and so, like, just so glamorous. It's wonderful. Like, not overtly sexy or, like, way too out there. Just really classy and well done. I love it. Lucius with the critical straight away. Nice one. So, Louise, I do really like. I'm definitely using her for Hector Hard Mode because I don't have to train, like, even the archers aren't favorable. I don't have to train her. She could be a great mage killer, so that's, she's got all that going for her. So, yeah, Louise, I like her more than Pent. And I wouldn't say she's one of my, I don't know if she's top 5 or top 10 archer worthy. Maybe top 10, definitely not top 5 because, you know, you got Takavi and you got, like, Shilon, and that's some impressive shit. But generally, I really do like Louise. I just think she's overall really, really, really cool girl. And she's very, very attractive, very good. I just like Louise. I know I don't talk about Louise much because of the way most of my lists go. And she's not, usually when I do this, it's about the best and the worst. She's kind of like upper, but not best. I mean, I've only talked about her really best designs. But I really do like her. You know, she definitely make like top 10, but definitely top 15 Blazing Sword, you know, units. I do like Louise a lot. So anyway, now that the units are out of the way, everyone else is going to come forth. Vardia's at the top left. She won't attack you unless you come into range, which is something we will be exploiting at the end of this chapter, but it's also just to show it off, but I also had to reset because basically in order to get the thing to activate, you had to make he fight her, and at the point he just got straight up murdered, so I showed it off and then I just reset and did the thing pretty much the exact same way, so nothing really changed. Yeah, but I wanted to show off the conversation because Heath and Vardia do have some history together. I think it's they were in the same like regiment or unit. I think she was his commander or something like that, or just his higher up. It escapes me, but you know. Look at that, one-shot Hector, because why not? And actually, you know what's really cool? What's really cool is that despite, you know, bows not being that great, when you see the amount of damage Lyn does with the bow, it's like, you know, you could just like take Louise and Raph's job. I don't need those two. We're not going to use Pent and Louise much in this chapter. Actually, Pent actually does, one thing that's good about Pent, he comes in with decent staff levels too, so it makes for a good healer as well. So he's quite multi-purpose. Sorry, I need a drink. I've been talking a lot. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, Vardy is there. If you get within range, she will attack you. And I'm still finding it quite funny just how strong Eliwood is turning out. Like, I know Lyn, like the whole Lords being RNG best, but I'm not used to having an Eliwood that's this good, which makes me really look forward to. Because at this point, I've done Cog of Destiny, but not anymore. I really look forward to how good he's going to be with his mounted unit and Lancer available. So look at that, 14 times 2 with an iron bow. That is impressive, if I don't say so myself. God, imagine... Oh my god, I just realized something. Because, you know, the whole heroes thing with Lyn being a nomadic trooper. What if Lyn's 3rd tier promotion, instead of True Blade, she became like a 3rd tier nomad? I'd be like, fucking hell. That would not only be kind of cool, but also make a lot of sense because she is Sacaean in lineage. And though she has a bow now, she's going to get a mounted unit with swords and bows. Jesus Christ, Lyn. And Lucius, what is up with you? Crypt for days, man. Crypt for days. Jesus. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to talk about heroes. So, you know, the Brave Hero banner, I think it's over now, or at least it's coming to a close. But the Brave Hero banner is some of the most fun I've had in Fire Emblem Heroes ever. I never talked about this before. But I've played it so much, I've trained so many units. I really like the concept of it, and like it's just been so much fun. I was I maxed out both Lyn and Roy, and I was surprised how good Roy was, and Lyn especially. She's been almost disgusting. She's actually one of my best units now. Like, she's putting Takumi to shame, but to be fair, Takumi, ever since like certain archers have come in, Takumi has been getting a bit worse, and oh god. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna it's gonna suck in the long run. It's always the worst thing where you try to fight a unit you desperately need to kill, but you end up screwing up. Ugh. Some of this RNG, man. That I can understand, but it's really pulling a binding blade at the moment. It's kind of silly, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, but I've just been playing it so much. Actually, funny enough, I was able to max out both Nino 5-star and Effie 4-star. And I don't know I know that Nino. I've always heard Nino's meant to be like one of the better like units in the game, but Jesus Christ, Nino. Do you know how good she was? Oh yeah, Louise has come to shine. Look at that, no damage, 1 shot. See, Louise is pretty impressive. I always found it funny though how the sniper's sprite, like their bow's like twice the size of them. Like, how do you carry that around? Jesus Christ. It's even this dude. Louise like, fuck you. And it's also really good she starts with a silver bow. You know, she comes in swinging. This woman is something else. But like, because for the longest time, I was having massive trouble getting past most Lunatic Mode chapters. Like, for a while, my best units were, like, the only team I could use that was competent was Takumi, Gwendolyn, Ryoma, Camilla, all 5-star maxed out, even that some of them had, like, skills transferred over. But as soon as Nino and Effie came in, like, they just... Like, Nino just I just steamrolled all of, I think it's Veronica's thing. I even beat Veronica on insane difficulty with just Ryoma, Takumi, Effie, and Nino. Like, Jesus Christ, I was so impressed. It was unbelievable. And I've just been, I was like steamrolling through everything, getting all these orbs, and like having so much fun. And even now I've been training other units a lot. Like, Wen's been a really good blue tome user because she's like a diet Reinhardt, but she's still, that's something to be ashamed of considering Reinhardt's one of the best units in the game, especially for a tome user. Yeah, just Heroes has been so much fun for me recently. And I hope this continues with the Black Knight thingamajig. Because, like, for a while, for a while, the reason I couldn't get much in here is because I was stuck on the lunatic stuff, but now that I've been able to surpass that just with better units and thinking about things a bit differently, I'm really enjoying it, so I hope with the Black Knight banner or Tempest trial, whichever it is, I think it's meant to be a Tempest trial, this keeps up, because I do really, really enjoy Heroes. You know, it is quite a fun mobile game. It's the one I play the most. I play it more than I play Pokemon Go. So, you know, even though Pokemon Go has really kind of died out. So, but also, as you can see the chapter, all the units I was fighting, they're all kind of dead now, so there's going to be a lot of cutting, because there's, like, I'm glad I didn't do this live, otherwise you'd be waiting around just me doing nothing. So yes, right now, and Lucius goes to promotion. Lucius actually benefits a lot from his promotion because, like I said in the earlier parts, he jumps straight to C rank staff level. Combine that with his already really good magic stat, and Lucius makes for a damn good staff user. See, look at that. His defense is still terrible, but what are you going to do? You don't expect him to have good defense. And there's one Brigand. Yeah, I hope they bring back the Brigand class in, like, maybe an FP Switch or something like that, because I do kind of miss using them. Gonzalez was cool, man. I like Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez, after all. What's in this house? What do they talk about? Apparently I'm famous. Yeah, I'm also curious if they did do a Blazing Sword remake, would Mark, the Avatar, have the exact same amount of relevance where he's only really important in the first part and occasionally throughout the story? Oh, look at Ursula. Yeah, this is one of the funny things that they do that happens like throughout the thing. The Black Fang, like certain members have it out for each other. They do not like each other, and you know, so Ursula gives you stuff, and sometimes they give you stuff to either help out, take them down, or just other stuff. It's really kind of cool, just like because they don't know like they're supposed to be fighting you, so it's like, here, take that bitch down. I don't like her. I think it's pretty cool that they're all at odds. Yeah, they're at odds with each other. As I was saying, yeah, I wonder if like Mark would get a lot be more of a Robin thing where he has a voice, he does a lot more, and he can support other characters, or whether he will just be a background thing. I'd rather they stay the same way as it is, because I don't think Blazing Sword really needs the Avatar the same way Awakening did. So I mean, if they want to give him more, that's fine. But I'm perfectly happy with Mark just being Mark. Yeah, again, Priscilla's just constantly, it's always free for Priscilla. 3 times the charm. She believes in the number 3, she does. Yeah. It's one dude going to fight Lynn. Oh, this is not going to end well. Even now, 38 HP. That's more than what I'm used to. Yes, I think it is. I can't remember. All I know is this Lynn is being, like, this Lynn is in the top percentage of Lynns. But speaking of remake and stuff, so, at the time of this recording, Nintendo announced the Nintendo Direct, and it's, yeah, this is one of the best, like, here when all the Wyverns attack Eliwood, this is one of the main reasons I do love Nini, and this thing really does help him out, you'll see why. But, yeah, there's a Nintendo Direct on Wednesday, British Standard Time, 11 o'clock, so I don't know when that is for everyone else, about 5 hours before, so about, 4 o'clock, not 4, 6 o'clock, sorry. I can't do math, I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Fuck you, Wyverns. I am Eliwood. But as you can see, with the buff, he does no damage. I doubt they would have done much to begin with, because Eliwood's just, very well-rounded, but, with that buff, he's even stronger. Though, with Fritta's Might, you might be able to one-shot them. Like this! So, with the Nintendo Direct, what do I hope to see, or what do I think I'll see? Well, apparently there will be more focus on Odyssey, which I have no qualms about that, because Mario Odyssey looks like a great game that comes out in a month, and it's probably going to make Fire Emblem Warriors fail epically in regards to sales, but what are you going to do? Will we get Smash Bros. News? Maybe. Like, I honestly don't know if they'll port Smash Bros. To the Switch, because if they do, not only will it pretty much make the Wii U completely irrelevant, but, I don't know, like, all that it's going to take a lot to do. Like, especially with Joy-Con, I don't know, to be fair, they probably have an easy time porting it like they've done every Wii U games, but I don't know how they make the Smash work on the Switch unless you were using, could you imagine people trying to play competitive Smash on the Switch without without game controls, unless they still allow for GameCube adapters, then that's fine, but, Smash, in my opinion, Smash just doesn't work without game controller. I mean, I played it with Classic Controller Pro perfectly fine, almost as good as GameCube, but GameCube especially at pro level, is the way to go when it comes to Smash. So, if they do announce it, I hope it's just like, well, if it's not, then it's stupid. It should just be one giant Smash bundle with all the stages, DLC, costumes, and everything. Then you'd have a reason to get it, and you wouldn't feel cheated. If they do add extra characters, Ridley, or, you know, just someone else. I reckon if they do, it'll probably be like, maybe an Inkling and stuff. And, yeah, so Raven and stuff is supporting and stuff. And Raven's trying to enforce, like, you shouldn't be here. You know, I'm on a revenge mission. And, you know, our house is dead, we shouldn't be together. But Priscilla's insistent on her being together. I don't know if I'll call this incest, I just really want to be close. In terms of other news, definitely probably going to see a Last Minute Warriors trailer. I don't know what it will be, because in Koei Tecmo, if you follow their Japanese channel, they've shown the whole Awakening cast, as well as just recently, I was watching this morning, they showed off the whole Hoshido cast and the whole Nor cast. In the trailers. So, I don't know what else they'll show unless they want to show more Shadow Dragon characters, possibly Azora, and then there's that leak, apparently, like Lynn and Cecilia and stuff. Oh, I think it's Celica or Cecilia, one of the two. I can't remember. I just remember seeing text, it was one of the two. Are on the box. I don't know if that's official. Apparently it's been debunked. Again, it could be fake. I don't know. If it's not fake, that's cool. That still gives us, that's going to help out a lot of people when we see other characters, you know, there. Maybe there'll be DLC in the future, hopefully free DLC, and then other characters you can pay for. But it's gonna, like, if there is, I do expect one more trailer, might just be like a highlights of everything, and maybe hinting towards DLC. We'll just have to wait and see. Though not only do I hope, I expect to see Azora, because if she's not in the game, I'm going to be not only surprised, but a little bit annoyed, because I think if any Fates character deserves to be there, it's Azora, like, honest to God. Also, it'd just be cool to see a dancer fight or a songstress. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Pokemon Sun and Moon news. Just a little Ultra Sun and Moon, just a little bit of stuff, like a bit more info on that. Also, because Metroid comes out like 2 days afterwards, we get a last minute Metroid thing, just like a really good highlights trailer. I mean, I've already pre-ordered the game, so I don't need the trailer. I'm already convinced. I'm happy as hell for it. So I expect that. Maybe Pikmin. Everything else, I don't think we'll see like new games. I reckon we'll just see more info on upcoming games. I doubt we'll see any more No More Heroes stuff unless they want to put the trailer in the Direct that we already saw. Might get some more Xenoblade stuff. Oh yeah, this is the conversation they were having. So yeah, he was a commander, and Heath does die here, but I did reset. I did this on purpose just so I could show it off. And you know, they're both at odds because why is he deserting? Why are you working for such a horrible group? Yeah. So it's interesting to see how these two, like, they're both done wrong, but now they're confronting each other about it. And because Thingy's not promoted, he is like, you know, he is in no shape to fight her. So, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a good, like, 26 or a 16 times 2. So, you know, 26, yeah. Ow. Ow. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I didn't want to keep him dead because I just wanted to show it off. Oh, and the last thing about, other thing about the Direct. So I reckon it'll just be other stuff. Like, if Xenoblade 2 gets delayed, I wouldn't put it past them, but I doubt it. If it doesn't, cool, get it on the holiday release train. And, oh god, today no, that's cool. So, yeah, that's what I think will be in the Direct. By the time this goes up, the Direct will probably be over, so we already know. Will they show Fire Emblem Switch? Honestly, I don't want them to. Why? Because I want there to be more time, especially after, we just had Echoes, Heroes is still a thing, Warriors is coming out soon. I want there to be a bit more space between this one, and then they show it. If they are going to show anything, just be a teaser. Don't give us a release date. Don't give us like a full-length trailer, just a small teaser as to what it's going to be. Because I want them, I want them to really I have no doubt they'll probably work on this as soon after Fates. They probably gave a small amount of staff to work on Echoes and other games. But I really want them to take this time with this one because this is another console Fire Emblem game which we haven't had for over 10 years. And it's on really impressive hardware. I mean, some people did point out in my video that if it's too big, that might be a bit daunting. But regardless, I want them to really get down, like, just the look of the game, how it, like, the look of the game, this like what any stuff they want to do, the cinematics, the score, the mechanics, what they really want to figure out the best direction to go with the series. Especially because I don't know if it will be a remake. I hope to God it's not a remake, because I think now, after all that's happened, we've had a remake, a mobile game, a spin-off, 2 spin-offs actually because of Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. We need a new game. I'll be happy if it's a Blazing Sword remake or something. I'll be happy if it's a Telios HD Collection or a Genealogy remake. But I think we need a new Fire Emblem game. Especially because I think it would be a really good way to sell the Switch with a new title rather than just a remake. Because remake is cool, but remake is for the most part, you're trying to cater to a specific audience like Echoes. Granted, I think a Binding Blade remake is just going to naturally sell much better than, say, a Genealogy one or an Echoes one. But anyway, so if they do show Fire Emblem Switch, cool, but please just tease it. Otherwise, please don't show it yet. Wait for either the start of next year or maybe E3. But anyway, so that's the end of that chapter. When we next come back, I promise I will have either Zane or Olivia as co-commentators because I'm going to need them. And we're heading up north to the Snowy Mountains, where we're off to retrieve the Fire Emblem, as well as recruit one more brand new unit. So until then, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time.